evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of JasSuccess, where we get to invite people to talk about her life, her passion, her career, and her success story in freelancing. Tonight, we got Miss Maria Aidyl M. Zamora to talk about being a former office manager and mom of three, sharing her journey to fitness, freedom, and freelancing. And if you were here still a while ago, ladies and gentlemen, narinig naman ninyo out of Miss Aidyl's mouth, she said she's a not your typical freelancer. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you get curious with what she's going to tell us tonight. But before that, let me just ask you, ladies and gentlemen, to please share this on your wall, because Aidyl is giving away a gift, a PDF copy of How to Have a Healthy Lifestyle While Working as a VA. Just share this interview on your FB wall and comment shared on the comment section down below to receive the free gift here. I have 2 steps yan, ladies and gentlemen. You got to share this on your wall and comment shared. Kaya nga yung mga bumabati kanina nilalagay nila shared na agad sa comment section. Now, I'd be very interested in this. How to have a healthy lifestyle while working as a VA. Ladies and gentlemen, we need these reminders because all we do usually is to sit in front of the computer the whole day, every day, and this in turn is a detriment to our health. So we need to be reminded at least once in a while, and this is the time that we get to read at least this PDF copy from Miss Aidyl. This, she made it on her own. Kaya let's take it to heart. So share this on your wall and comment shared down below. Now, if you have any questions with what Miss Aidyl has to say tonight, just put it on the comment section and I am going to read it for you. But since nandito na si Miss Aidyl, what's your story?
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm Aidyl Zamora. Yes, I used to be an office manager, but before I even started as an office manager, I was a call center agent since 2007. It was my first job, and then what forced me to try freelancing is I missed a lot of milestones with my children because I was working night shift. Although I had weekends off, but I miss a lot of things because every time I get home, I'm already tired and I don't get enough sleep. Um, and we were all cramped up in a small room, all 5 of us, including my husband. So it was really stressful, and that forced me, or that had me decided to try working from home. Back in 2012, it was just I think it was a taboo working at home in the Philippines, but I think in the other countries it's a normal thing. And then there were no Facebook groups back then. There were no support groups, so I tried it myself. I did my research. I started as an article writer, and then I moved on to working full time and getting clients. I started going to online jobs at PH. A friend of mine referred me to that site. I learned it, and then from them on, I had leveled up my skills by hiring coaches, learning new skills. There are a lot of free online courses, and now I'm enjoying the freedom working at home and being with my kids.
I like that. But first of all, you said somebody recommended onlinejobs.ph for you.
Yeah,
Is that your main platform?
it used to be. That's where I get to my first full time VA work, and I um, I wasn't um, I wasn't aware of it, like if there are specific skills. Unlike now, you have to be specific. You have to have your own niche. You have to have your own target. So before it was like whoever will hire me, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, and I bought a secondhand laptop, and then that's it. The rest is history.
I like what you said that in many cases you can just open up and say accept any
Yeah.
jobs, whatever jobs are out there. Yeah, because that's how we started. That's how we all started, ladies and gentlemen. With whatever is out there, we'll just take it, regardless of regardless of whether it is difficult. Is it going to
Yeah.
take a lot of time from us? We don't care. We just wanted to get a job and do it well. So you did mention, Idol, that you got interested in taking freelancing because you missed a lot of milestones from your kids. Could you tell us more about what milestones are you talking about?
Especially with I have three kids, especially my youngest, because right after I gave birth to my second child, I started working back to the office because I had to. I was I was the one who is more experienced in working in a call center, which has a higher rate than our minimum wage. So my husband was the one taking care of my children. So I miss a lot there. I wasn't even able to take the first bath or the first walk or probably not the first word. I miss a lot.
Wow.
Even school activities because those are mostly morning and I'm I usually get the 11 p.m. to 8 a.m. So I miss those too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But there are times
That's
of
go-
sacrifice and then I will not be able to sleep and I'll be working like a zombie.
Oh, that's a lot of sacrifices, though, especially for a mom. I think that is a huge deal, right, ladies and gentlemen? Don't you nakaka-relate ba kayo? Marami sa inyo siguro itong mga lalo na pag galing sa corporate, or kayo mga nasa abroad, yung na-miss nyo yung yung hindi nyo man lang naabutan yung unang yapak ng anak ninyo, yung unang word, yung mga milestones na ganun. Parang ansakit pag iniisip natin na kailangan, kasi wala tayong magagawa kailangan nating magtrabaho Yeah, wala kapag ang schedule natin panggabi, di talagang hindi natin mahabol yung mga bata pag uwi natin. Sometimes kahit na nakakauwi ka nga, pagod na pagod ka naman, wala ka ng oras, hindi mo na maiintindi ang mga anak mo Importante matutulog ka na. Kaya hindi kahit siguro sasabihin na, "Uy, nakakalakad na ang anak mo." Pag sasabihin na ganun parang, "Ay, ganun ba? Wow, congratulate. Hello, buti naman." Diretso tulog
Mm.
na. Bagsak ka na. So, I think a lot of you ladies and gentlemen can relate to that, and that is, yeah, I believe all of those are called milestones, as Miss Idol mentioned, because I am curious about those milestones, and I believe those are very, very important things that to a mom, to a parent, it is important because those are some things that once it passes by, that's it. You can't take it back. You can't turn back time and say, "Let me watch it again." But Miss Idol, with because you stayed in the call center for quite some time, weren't you able to negotiate your schedule at least?
At some point, I was scheduled morning, but I'm not a morning person, so I prefer working at night. So
Mm-mm.
I'm actually having difficulty. Even as a freelancer, I'm having difficulty working during the day. I prefer working
Mm-mm.
at night because it's silent and everybody's asleep.
Mm-mm.
So, but at least I'm no longer stressed about transportation,
Mm.
about office issues. 'Cause add those things add to stress as well. So I kind of absorb the atmosphere. So that is why I prefer to be at home, for good vibes.
That's true. That's true. I was gonna ask you about it because aside from milestones from your kids, Are you used to it? Are you okay with the office politics and other disadvantages like the traffic? Because you only mentioned milestones with your kids, right? A lot of people whom I interviewed talk about the traffic, most especially traffic, because it consumes a heck of a lot of their time. And so, is that since you didn't mention that, doesn't that bother you?
Well,
Didn't that bother you?
during my time, Cebu traffic was not that heavy, but I think in the last five
Uh,
years it was. It was so. Um,
uh-huh,
it was really more on the scheduling and more on work metrics, something.
uh-huh. Wow. Well, still, I wouldn't want to waste my time waiting in the Jeep just
Yeah.
to be able to get to the office. Time is precious for me. That is something that
Right.
I'm not so willing to give up just for that. The payout isn't that much. How about we go to your journey as a freelancer. Like you said, you started off without much help
Yeah.
from online, right? There wasn't much help. I've been there. I mean, there wasn't any Jason Dule back then. There wasn't any
Yes.
Flip back then. So we were going all solo. But I'm surprised that you chose
Yes.
onlinejobs.ph. Yeah. Did you have any other? Have you taken a look at Odesk and Elance back
Yes, I
then?
did. Yes, I
Uh
did.
huh.
And um, I okay, I think it was the competition there is high because it's a more
Oh yeah.
international job
Mm-mm.
site. Unlike for online jobs at PH, you're only specifically looking for someone in the Philippines. So I think the
Yes.
competition is low, especially during that time when not a lot are working online. So I was able to land a job
Yes.
quickly.
There weren't many Filipino freelancers back then. You know, if we're talking about onlinejobs.ph, that is just a starting up
Yeah.
company at that time, and they cannot compete against Elance and Odesk at the time. So it is smart though that they focused on Filipino freelancers
Yeah.
only, because like you said, at least the competition there wasn't as much as like in Elance. Elance, it's quite difficult in Elance. That's why I chose Odesk, and luckily Odesk also absorbed Elance, so that is good. But tell us more about your journey as a starting up freelancer. Was it how do you compare your journey uh, starting up as a freelancer to like the people nowadays, the newbies nowadays?
I think the people nowadays are very lucky. They have free
Mm-hmm.
guidelines. They can hire a coach. Um, a lot of um, a lot of help are available. Yeah, I even have a lot of friends come to me and ask for help. I help them for free. And
Oh yeah.
yes, I'm not expecting anything in return when I assist them. Okay? Especially for moms, right, who
Mm-mm.
wants to be to spend more time with their children, with their family. So I guide them. I added them to Facebook groups. Just have advised them to take time to learn all the free tutorials,
Mm-hmm.
online tutorials, because you're very lucky you have those. Because when I was starting, there were a lot of scams. You have to pay this to
Yeah.
get a job. You have to sign up for this and then pay something like that. So I too had a fair share of online scammers asking for money, and there was even at one time that um, um, like another Filipino, like more like he was asked. He had a client in the U.S. was looking for a Filipino VA, and then I worked with him for a month, and then there was no pay. So I had a fair
Oh.
share of that. It's too bad
Oh.
it was a Philippine.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow.
Mm.
That's a Yeah, I think a lot of us, especially us who have been there during the earlier times of freelancing here in the Philippines, I think a lot of us have been through that because we weren't educated well enough to be aware of scammers out there. It's not just these, because there are a lot of scammers who are just very obvious. We can easily tell, but there are still some scammers out there who are really, really smart. They know how to manipulate people, and it's just before you figure it out, it's already too late. Very, very late, and you've already invested so much on it. So yeah, do you have any other negative experiences back then that you can share with us?
Well, aside from from people asking money for you to get a job, and
Mm.
also able to work for free. Um, I also had clients that I never heard back. Like they're sending me money.
Oh yeah.
We already signed a contract, and then she already sent me money, and then next thing you know, I didn't hear back from her. I didn't know what I did,
Mm-mm.
and I didn't know what offended her, what happened to her. I tried to reach out to her,
Mm-mm.
but I already got the money. So,
Mm-mm.
well, you may say I'm lucky, but I find that hurtful, hurtful in a way,
It's true.
because I didn't know what I did, or
Mm-mm.
what part of our conversation or the contract, or I don't know. It might be my tone of voice, the way I sent the message or the email that offended her. So, you know, ghosting also happens in freelancing.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. I also had my fair share of that. Ladies and gentlemen, hindi lang po Pilipino ang may sakit ng ganyan, yung bigla-bigla na lang nawawala na wala sa ere. Meron ding
Mhm.
mga clients na ganyan, yung pinaasa ka, akala mo every month na kayong or every week na kayong may ginagawa. Yes, binayaran ka nitong week na ito, pero yung akala mo forever client mo siya, parang next week wala na nga. Wala, hindi na nagsasalita kahit message ka ng message, wala, dead ma. So yes, that is true. There are some clients who are like that, and the good thing about nowadays is you can send reviews against your those kinds of clients. Still, it doesn't really affect them so much, but yeah, we've had those. That's I think I know that isn't mentioned enough, Miss Idol. So I'm glad that you brought light to that kind of client. I'm curious with this question. Here's a question from Joshua. Finding out the right platform to find the right client. What is the best thing you can do to grab a client's attention? Could you, yeah, could you give us an answer to this, Miss Idol? Like, what is the best way, especially in your experiences as a freelancer who has been around for quite some time already? What do you think is the best way to grab attention of potential clients?
I think, based on my experience, the best way to grab a client's attention is not to tell about yourself. Make it,
Mm,
especially during the interview. I know clients will have questions, but make it also like you want to know more about the client. What are their problems? How, you know, in what way you can help their business. You show them that you care about their business. Because in that way, they will think that you'll be a good team player. Because
mm,
you'll not be that, the old version, ideal Zamaros, and I'm just gonna get whatever it is. Um,
yeah.
the best way, the best way to grab a client's attention is, personal touch. You ask them how you can help especially their business, because usually clients reach out for VAs because they need help.
Mm,
And telling about yourself, I can do this, I can do that, I have this and have that. It's like overselling yourself. Most clients don't like to hear that, but
yeah.
they want to hear that you care.
without saying that you care.
Yes.
Right? Don't say that I care for you and and expect that they will believe you, right? It's not that way. It doesn't work that way. You can't just say I care for you and believe that that's it. You really have to show it with your own words, with your cover letter, with during your interview. You have to show ladies and gentlemen that you actually care for the client's business. That is true. It's not about you. That's also a good thing. Miss Aidyl, I'm curious. What is the difference between your training as a call center agent and becoming a freelancer? Because you did go through training to become a call center agent, right? And as you also said, you trained yourself, you educated yourself on your way towards becoming a freelancer. So do you find any differences there?
Yes. Yes. Because when I was trained as a call center agent, I was more likely introduced to the American culture, which is far different
Mm.
from our culture. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I I gained confidence talking over the phone during
Okay.
training. I mean, the whole experience with the call center industry, and I was able to polish my English communication skills.
Mm-hmm.
So that and but when I was in freelancing, my writing skills was polished as well. I used to have that very long, very overselling yourself kind of cover letter,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yes.
then
Yes.
they never get noticed. They never get noticed. I never win clients. And then, but when I learned that in freelancing industry, you need to be more personal. Not the corporate type approach. You
Mm-hmm.
you should sound like a real person, even
Mm-hmm.
in writing. That you are not just you know trying to get work and get money or something like that. Show them that you're there to help. Okay, and that's the thing I learned during freelancing. Call center industry is like you get trained, you get hired, you're working a specific schedule. But in freelancing, it's really your own business. You can choose your clients. You can choose which country you like to work, or which time zone. I mean, which time zone you like to work,
Mm-hmm.
the Eastern, Pacific, or you'd like to have the day shift. You'd like to target Australian clients or
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in the UK. So you're really free to choose. You you're not like inside the box, and you can choose which niche or which skill you would like to polish. So if you're creative, you can choose graphic design. Um, and if you're more on the technical side, you can be into web development. So it's really up to you. It's like freelancing. It's like enrolling yourself in college, and then you choose your course, and then you we don't say get hired. You would say our clients. You can have multiple
Mm-hmm.
clients. You can have one client. So it's it's really up to you. So the self discipline is really high because um, there's no traffic. There's no office politics. Well, there is some outages, internet and power outages, and some
Yeah.
storms.
Uh-huh.
But the rest of it is really self versus self. It takes a lot of self discipline.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. Ayan, ladies and gentlemen, it takes a lot of self-discipline. Freelancing does take a lot of self-discipline. Marami sa inyo itong nakikinig sa, ay, madali lang yan kasi nakaupo ka lang, tapos babanjing-banjing ka lang, eh, may pera ka na. It doesn't really work that way. To me, that's false advertisement. Whenever somebody says
Um,
that, that is false advertisement. Because you don't just sit there and banjing-banjing and you expect to get paid already. Well, first and foremost, you need to be disciplined with deadlines. In corporate, you can go late, pwede kang ma-late, tapos sasabihin niyo, oh, sorry, na-late po ako. Pagagalitan ka, but that is still okay. Most of the times in freelancing, you have to meet deadlines as much as possible. Well, no excuses, sana. Just meet your deadlines. And that is quite a big discipline that we need to adopt. But I love that Miss Aidyl mentioned twice about overselling yourself, because that is something that gets imbued in us whenever we apply for a job here in the Philippines. We nagmamakaawa tayo, yung sige na po, kailangan ko lang po talaga ng trabaho kahit anong gawin ko na. That's overselling. That is what she means by overselling. It's all about, oy, kailangan ko, wala akong ipapakain sa mga 10 kong anak at 3 pa ang panganay ko. Yung mga ganun, that is not really the way it works in freelancing. And as Miss Aidyl did say, she did use that strategy in freelancing, and her cover letters were never noticed. That's because you are overselling yourself. What clients are interested in is if you are able to help them, hindi yung sa magmakaawa ka. So you gotta change your mindset there, ladies and gentlemen. As Miss Aidyl said, you cannot oversell yourself when you are applying for jobs. That stays with writing cover letters and during interviews. You have to stick to not overselling yourself. So if there is a question and you're able to answer it, stop whenever you're finished answering it. Don't keep on giving more and more and more and more, because it gets annoying already. Right? Whatever the question is, just answer the question and stop there. And move on to the next question, because it only means that you are all about helping the client. Because if you keep adding more and more and more and more, you are becoming self-indulgent already. So yun na, parang maaasam na si client, because you're starting to talk about yourself instead of solving the client's problem. And so that's what she means by being overselling. Don't oversell. That's a very, very good reminder. You did say, Miss Aidyl, you did mention about self-discipline, and I was wondering, since time with your kids was your biggest issue while you were working in corporate, and that's the main reason why you entered freelancing. Were there big adjustments that you had to go through when you started working as a freelancer? Because, you do have more time to yourself because you don't need to go through transportation. But in exchange of that, you also need to take control of your own time. Like, you have to wake yourself up. You have to set your own schedule. Was there big adjustments for you when you transitioned from corporate to freelancing?
Yes, there is. Like everybody else, I was thinking, oh, freelancing, life would be easier. There's no traffic. None of those stress working in a corporate setup. But then I realized, no, it's more challenging being a freelancer, because time management, the time management. And sometimes, when you're working and, since your kids know you're just at home, they will just bother you during work hours or during meetings. I had a fair share of that. During meetings, the children were trying to get involved or trying to peep through the video
Yes.
call.
Yes.
It's funny. It's funny. But then you had to discuss the decision with your family, your husband, your partner, your children, that when it's time to work, you have to block a certain time for your work, and as much as possible, there will be no no noise, no disturbance, so that you can perform well during work and not be distracted. And I know some of us have neighbors, or we have dogs, we have
Oh, yeah.
neighbors, we have the rooster, those controlled sounds. Um,
You can't tell them to stop. You can't tell the rooster to stop. You can't yell at them, stop!
You cannot mute the rooster.
Oh yeah, you can't mute them. You definitely
Yeah,
can't.
yeah. So you just have to explain to the clients and a lot of funny. So that's where those were some challenges, because some clients are very strict with those background noises. They
Mm.
I had some clients complain, oh, I hired someone, and then they were like roosters. Like, what's in your place? Where do you have a
Hmm.
rooster? you know, it's even in urbanized areas there are roosters. That's how it is in the Philippines.
Oh yes. Wow. I love that you said that. I'm glad that you said that. Even in urbanized areas, even yeah, in big cities, there
Yeah,
could be roosters. Yeah.
part of the culture.
Yes.
Yeah, and then there are times there are emergencies, or there are also parties or celebrations during work days. There are still
Hmm.
sacrifices. Okay, I cannot be. You cannot just. Not a lot of clients allow like filing a leave or like their corporate setup, because you have
Hmm.
deadlines, you have commitments, and
Hmm.
their holidays are different from ours. So
That's
there
true.
are still times, but not that um, it's stressful or conflicting with your personal time. So yeah, I would still prefer freelancing over corporate setup. But it was a challenge, but because I'm passionate about this industry, um, I really found my purpose in this industry. So yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
helps.
cute. That's a good, yeah. That's a very good statement. I I love that you said that you found your place here in freelancing, because that is something that a lot of freelancers would have to struggle through to
Yeah.
realize. So yeah, good for you. Good for you. That's a very good statement. You have found your place here. And I hope, ladies and gentlemen, that you too will find your place here in freelancing, because, freelancing is very, very open and very, very
Yeah.
accepting. Just like, Miss Lynn here says, I'm a call center agent and a mother of five. Looking forward to be working as a freelancer in the future, and I'm learning a lot. Thank you so much. This here, Lynn, although you mentioned this just after we said do not oversell yourself, right? We love that you said that you're a call center agent and a mother of five, but I hope that in your cover letters you don't need to put that. Okay, don't put that on your cover letter. Put it here in the comment section, because we do love to get to know you, Miss Lynn. But when you're writing your cover letters, you have to omit that. But I'm glad that you are here, ladies and gentlemen. Ayan nga, do not oversell yourselves when you are writing your cover letters. So that's a very, very good tip. And para sa inyo mga nag-i-struggle pa lang sa freelancing, kung para ba sa inyo ito o kasi mahirap nga, sabi nga ni Miss Aidyl, mahirap ang pagiging freelancer. Hindi yung sinasabi nga nila basta nakaupo ka lang nagkakapera ka na, kasi kakayod ka pa rin eh. Malaking pera kung sa malaking pera, pero kailangan mong kumayod talaga. So it's never easy. It's not really an easy thing to be a freelancer, especially if you're still climbing up the ladder, kapag nagsisimula ka pa lang. So sometimes you get disappointed and you get discouraged, and you might say, talaga bang ito ang para sa akin? O para sa inyo mga naghahanap ng mga clients, nahihirapan na maka-land ng contracts, hindi napapansin ang cover letters ninyo. Sometimes you get disappointed and say, talaga bang para ito sa akin? Well, the good thing about freelancing, ladies and gentlemen, is there is a place for you. Just need to find your place here. That's all it takes. Just like Miss Aidyl. Miss Aidyl, satisfied na siya. It is still hard work, but she still wouldn't exchange this experience and go back to corporate. She wouldn't exchange that, no matter how hard she's going through. because it is still worth it. You'll find a peace of mind here in freelancing. And that's a very good thing to say, Miss Aidyl. Here's a question from Miss Michelle Garlett. What's the best way to get clients if you are a newbie freelancer? Yes, I would like to get to I would like to get your opinion here, Miss Aidyl. You coming from onlinejobs.ph, where do you think should a newbie freelancer start?
I highly recommend LinkedIn.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why so?
Newbies, or even those, I wouldn't say old timers, very well experienced freelancers. LinkedIn, because it's a professional platform, so you can choose which country you would like to get clients, and what are the niche. So if you like to work for a lawyer, a doctor, or CEOs or coaches, it's there.
Yes.
But for a newbie freelancer, you must be you should have done your studies. Being a freelancer,
Mm-mm.
you check all the free
Mm-mm.
online tutorials. If you don't like to hire a coach, um, you should be well equipped before going to the battlefield. But I would
Yes,
say
correct.
LinkedIn is the best way to get clients, because you could directly communicate with the clients,
Mm-hmm.
and then you you could it's very easy for you to get the personal touch, because right now I would say going to these job sites like online jobs or
Mm-hmm.
Upwork, the market there, I think, is already congested, I would say, um,
Yeah. Yes.
because a lot, not just freelancers are there, a lot of agencies are also there.
Mm-hmm.
So you might have a slim chance, because you have to build up your profile. But with LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
you just have to have a very professional profile with, again, not overselling yourself. Um, and you don't even have to have a lot of recommendations. You just have to reach out through messaging. So it's
Mm-hmm.
um, I I I got a lot of clients through LinkedIn, and I never thought that, it was that in that platform I learned how freelancing is really easy. My life went easy there compared to online jobs. The PH was like so
Yes.
desperate.
Yes. 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 I see. Wow. That's a very interesting answer. I like what you said there. And ladies and gentlemen, the thing about LinkedIn is the mechanics is different. I know that time and time again we say go to Upwork because that's where everybody goes. And if you can't go to Upwork, then try freelancer.com or onlinejobs.ph. That's usually the default answer. But I am very intrigued with what Miss Aidyl said here. Go to LinkedIn. To her it is easier because the mechanics is different. It is true though, if you go to platforms like Upwork and onlinejobs.ph, it's more like a blind date. It's more like a blind date. Like you go there and you don't even know who the client is. You don't know if you two are going to work together. But in LinkedIn, the profile is already there, right? We usually we usually give it the advice that you have to get to know your client when you write your cover letter, right? You have to get to know the company. So that is kind of a time wasting thing that you need to do when you are writing your cover letter. Whereas when you go to LinkedIn, you already know the person before even talking to the person, you already know the profession, you already know the business because it's there in their profile. That is the one big difference between the other platforms versus LinkedIn. You already know the identity of your client. Right? So it's not a blind date. It's not blindfolded like you're just gonna go there and say, please just give me your contract. You can't just say, you don't need to say that. It's more like, do you want to be partners? Do you want to have a business partnership with me? That is how it works in LinkedIn. And so far with Miss Aidyl, I think I would give credit to your experience as a call center agent because that has already honed the way you communicate with people. So it's easy for you to just go to a person and say, hey, do you want to work with me? Do you want to have a business relationship with me? Right? It's kind of easy for you because of your training as a call center agent. To those of you, ladies and gentlemen, who are still quite shy, I still recommend that you try out what Miss Aidyl said. Go to LinkedIn because it prepares you on taking care of your profile. And profile is a bit, it's quite important. Even if you go to other platforms, like if you go to Upwork, you still need to build your profile. You still have to take care of it. You have to be able to professionally write who you are, what you are, describing yourself. Creating your portfolio is also there. It's also important. And that is something that in LinkedIn, it is already formatted in a way that you are showcasing yourself as a professional. That's the kind of another difference between LinkedIn and the other platforms, because in LinkedIn, you are a professional. You are already a professional. So you have to act like a professional. Unlike in onlinejobs.ph, freelancer.com, and Upwork, you still feel like you are a contractor. You still feel like you are a worker for them, an underling. It still feels like you are applying for a job. When we keep on telling you that if in order to succeed, you need to treat freelancing like a business. And with LinkedIn, at least it helps you get that mindset that you are a professional offering a service. So I think that is the reason why it's a lot easier for you, Miss Aidyl, because of your background as a call center agent, and LinkedIn also works good for you. It's nice for you. How were you able to discover LinkedIn when you started off in online jobs? How were you able to find out LinkedIn?
When I was still working in an office as a project coordinator, we were required to um, join social media sites, especially LinkedIn. So that's how I started my profile there. It's more likely
Ah.
just set up. But then
Mm-hmm.
I think back in 2019 or 18, I hired a
Mm-hmm.
coach. I hired a coach to teach me how to optimize my LinkedIn and how
Mm-hmm.
to level up my freelancing business by acquiring clients from LinkedIn.
Wow, that's great. That's great. I love that you took the initiative to hire a coach. Uh, did it make a difference in your career as a freelancer?
Yes,
Yeah.
it did. It did.
Mm-hmm.
It did a lot of difference. It totally changed my mindset, how I project myself as a freelancer. Because I think just like any newbie, you started because I came from the call center industry. I'm a worker, so I need a nine to
Mm-hmm.
five job. So give me this like per hour rate per hour, something like that. And then there were
Mm-hmm.
even times I had clients before that I asked for Christmas bonus because that's how it
Uh-huh.
is. So, but with LinkedIn, it's different. You are a you are your own business. So you are looking for someone to work with, not work for. So that's how
Correct.
it makes a difference.
Yes, that is exactly how I say it, Miss Idol. Ayan, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you noticed, but most of the times I say work with, not work for. Matagal na, bata pa lang tayo, tinuturo sa atin na work for. Well, I want to work for your company. Yon ang tinuro sa atin. In the world of freelancing, as much as possible, we try to switch it. Like work with. Work with. Because like Miss Idol said, ang mindset natin when we enter freelancing as a newbie, ang mindset natin is I am a worker. Please give me a job. That's our mindset. But with the coaching, she was able to get rid of that mindset and change it to I am a business person. Let's work together. So that is what it means by working with the client, not working for the client, right? You have your own business, you're offering services, and you want you and your client to work together. So that's working with. Now, that may be a very simple analogy, ladies and gentlemen, but like Miss Idol said, it is difficult to be a freelancer because such mindset isn't easy to execute. Madaling sabihin. It's easy to say. Yeah, it's easy to say, okay, I am a freelancer, I am a business owner, and I want to work with the client. But once you execute it, once you apply for these jobs, like if you're writing your cover letter, how sometimes we immediately change to I am a worker, please give me a job. We immediately go there. So it is difficult. Madaling sabihin, ang hirap na gawin, especially when you are starting off. But thanks to Miss Idol's coach, she was able to absorb that kind of mindset. And see, like she said, it made a huge difference to her career as a freelancer. Now, pagpahingayin nga natin muna si Miss Aidyl because I want you, ladies and gentlemen, to keep that in mind, this coach thing that helped her a lot. And she also emphasized on educating yourself. Educating yourself is important when it comes to freelancing. Otherwise, you will just be you'll just be flying blind. You'll be flying blind. And I hope that you don't do that because we have been through that and we wasted a lot of time. Right, Miss Aidyl? We have been through that. And we tried it. It's always a trial and error thing. And we ended up just wasting so much of our time. So here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Just a bit of reminders for you guys. Part 2 of how to find your first client. Wow, my reading comprehension. Part 2 of how to find your first client, effective strategies for newbies. This is going to be on October 2, 2021. I need you, ladies and gentlemen, to sign up. Kahit na free ito, this is free, but I need you to sign up on vab.ph/newclient2 in order for you to be able to have access to this webinar on October 2 at 7 p.m. You have to sign up before October 2, okay? Don't wait for October 2 before you sign up. Now, our next Flip, Chat, and Chill topic would be about how to blockchain and cryptocurrency can disrupt the gig economy. How blockchain and cryptocurrency can disrupt the gig economy. Maybe I should get rid of my glasses. Bakit hindi ko to nababasa properly? But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is kind of a part 2 of our cryptocurrency topic, like the last time, and we got big guests. So I hope, ladies and gentlemen, that you get to join us because we got a very surprising guest coming on October 4 at 6 p.m. Hope to see you there, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you enjoyed our segment for today, I also hope that you will join us next week on October 6 at 6:30 p.m. because it is going to be an interview with Miss Cheryl Alipio to talk about working mom breaks free from toxic corporate job to become an in-demand Amazon FBA specialist. Hindi FBI, FBA specialist. Now, but don't mind that. Don't mind that, ladies and gentlemen. Ang keyword dyan is in demand. Marami sa atin itong struggling to be noticed. Samantalang si Miss Cheryl Alipio, she is in demand. So how do you get to that position? I hope that you get to join us, ladies and gentlemen, next week at 6:30 p.m. Also, we are still continuing our flip up skill. For 99 pesos, you get to be with Mr. Anthony Meneses, web designer and developer, to talk about web design and development essentials. That will be on October 9 at 7 to 9 p.m. Naninibago talaga ako sa classes ko. My goodness. But yes, come and join us. Level up your learnings and elevate your earnings. This is a paid webinar at 99 pesos only. Come and join us there. Also, sandali. We also have Miss Honey Eduque, another flip up skill ito. This is going to be on October 23 at 7 to 9 p.m. How to be a podcast virtual assistant. Ayan, ladies and gentlemen, I remember that we mentioned about the podcasting industry. This is growing and still growing, and marami pang mga freelancers na hindi nila ito sinubukan. So I hope you get to. So when it comes to the market, there are plenty of opportunities to all of those podcasters out there. So come and join us on October 23, 2021, 7 to 9 p.m. Just go and register. Saan ka ba magre-register? Just go to our website and talk to Carmi as also. Yeah, talk to Carmi, talk to Jeline in order to register for this awesome webinar. And wala yung information na yan. But anyway, come and take a look at our website, vabootcamp.ph/enroll. Our courses are lifetime access na po. So at any given time, you can just go back. Kapag may update, you don't need to do anything else. Just go back and take a look at your courses and it'll be there. Now, bakit? Sandali. What happened there? Okay. Ano nangyari doon? Ano nangyari doon? Sandali. Something's happening. Ano ba yan? What happened there? But anyway, yeah, yeah, I do think so. But yeah, take a look at our website, vabootcamp.ph/enroll. Now, something happened again. Okay, there you go. We got we segregated our courses, ladies and gentlemen. If you can afford only our skills only package, then take that. If you don't have the skills, then we will just provide you the skills. But if your problem is getting hired, and if you have the skills already, but you're just having a difficulty getting hired, then get our get hired package. Now, if you don't have any idea, if you don't have the skills and you don't know how to get hired, then get our accelerated package. This is our bestseller. Or if you have some funds, then I strongly suggest that you get the complete package dahil wala na kayong problema, bibigyan na namin lahat dyan. We also have individual courses here. Better English for an Online Success and Getting Started with Blogging is priced at 1,490 and all the rest are priced at 2,990. Time management and productivity course. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen, because in the world of freelancing, this is something that you really need to get educated with. Otherwise, it'll be a mess. Your life is going to be a mess. So I strongly recommend that you take this course. Now, we also have free courses, like Miss Aidyl said. Take advantage of all the free courses that you can avail. Now, here are the free courses that we can provide to you. Virtual Assistance, SEO for Beginners, Social Media